Alright, it's Nostic the Poet doing reviews by the poet. I'm just gonna jump right on into this. You rappers need to take some notes on James Wright's new project, Wrighteous. I certainly did. Do my typical 5 categories: vocals, production, features, replay value, beginning to end. Each of them get 20 points. And in vocals, I usually talk about like the message behind the song, or what I thought was like a synopsis of the overall theme or some kind of concept behind the whole thing. And really, I felt like this one was James dealing with basically everything that we all really think about as rappers, as artists, when it comes to people that hate on you, or just the overall grind of the whole thing, always having to constantly promote yourself, always being in the studio, always writing, always recording, always mixing, always producing, always thinking of new ideas, always feeling like, what you've written is amazing, and then you listen to it like 30 times, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, I think I'm gonna quit in a few years. This isn't really worth it. I'm not hanging out with my friends, none of that stuff. And you might feel like you've made some mistakes, but like in the intro of this project, you wouldn't do anything any other way, and that's something we can all totally relate to. Even the song Get Right, and try to kick back, chill out, because that's what life is really all about, especially as us, as artists and everything. You gotta chill out a little bit or you'll run yourself right into the ground. But I digress. Vocals, I really struggled to find something to take off because this one was actually great. Whatever time or money or anything he put into getting this mixed, it was totally worth the time and money. No issues there in the mixing. Because James Wright has like this flow that works with his voice very, very well. Like, he's definitely got a veteran flow. He knows his voice. So he does what he's supposed to do with him. Or one female singer, one male singer in there to help out with the choruses. But it's not like he really needed anybody else. Just the artistry that he put into this to bring all these different sounds together, and it comes out smooth. The vocals smooth, hooks smooth, verses smooth. His verses are on point, poignant, make you think, and he still has the wordplay and that honest emotion behind it. The only things I could really take off for was that things I just didn't like in the song Mkay. Great use of auto-tune. Usually I hate it, but this time I thought it worked really well. In Mkay, sometimes like the hook is like sort of stepping on itself, like when he goes into the part where he's like, I'm running out of patience. And then he has the other chorus on top of it. It sort of jumps on, sort of hits on top of each other. Sometimes the deeper vocals get sort of unintelligible at times, but that's the issue that you would have if you pitched them up higher or lower. But other than that, mixing and mastering is on point. So the vocals, I definitely have to give it an 18 out of 20. He has the perfect voice for rapping, and that's something that a lot of people just don't have. You're not gifted with it. Some people are lucky, like him, have a good voice, or like Diggs, or a genius or something, to have that voice that just works really, really well. And others of us are gifted with a Gambino sounding, whiny little small voice that, hey, it works for some people. Drake somehow figured out how to use his weird nasally thing and create a brand off of it. Totally beside the point. I'm saying that he has a golden voice, and he should continue using that talent for rap. Category 2, production. Nothing to say. Beats are perfect. Giga HD, which are stupid to hack. It's the only thing. I was just like, what the heck? But whatever. That's not even like an issue. The production was great. It's Odd Theory. Okay, they know what they're doing. 20 out of 20. Third category, features. I thought that these were the perfect collabs. Like, if you imagined in your head who the heck in this community you would want James Wright to be paired up with, you would definitely put him with a genius. You'd put him up there with Diggs. Those voices just work very well together. This third person, who I'd never heard of before, the female vocalist on the song Hating Season, I didn't know who she was. So like, when I first heard it, I was like, oh, that's interesting. I wasn't really used to her voice on there, and it kind of threw me a bit at the very beginning, but then like she starts getting into her verse, and her flow starts to work a little bit better with the instrumental. Mushes perfectly together with the perfect chorus from whoever that female singer is. This is my favorite non-James chorus on the song Hating Season. On the whole project, that's my favorite one. But other than that, the features didn't renegade them or nothing. Like, they belonged in there and they did their job. They came in, knew what they were actually talking about, and put it together very, very well. Features, great, 16 out of 20. Fourth category, replay value. I'm never gonna stop playing this. Wrighteous is just that. He did everything right, you know. It's a great project. The only thing is Mkay at the end with the all the voices together, the demons and all that stuff is sort of stressful to listen to a million times. It's just like, oh god, next song, jeez, help me. But the first time you listen to it, that's exactly what you're supposed to feel, and he captured the emotion perfectly there, so I like that. Replay value, 19 out of 20. Final category, beginning to end. This thing is so short, I listen to it like 5 times at work, you know? And that's another thing. I mean, 20 out of 20 for beginning to end, but like a lot of people, or a lot of rappers, I think have a problem with actually making music. I feel like that's not something a lot of people are actually like paying attention to. Like, music is more than just having a catchy hook or having like something everybody's talking about, or even having a great beat or being conscious. It's more about what you feel, the emotion, the actual feeling behind it. I mean, and of course, this is all opinionated. It's my opinion. You wouldn't watch my videos unless you really wanted to hear my opinion. And if you don't, you can go ahead and click that pause button or the dislike button or whatever it is you want to click so you can get off of here, because this is my opinion. And honestly, I feel like music is about what you feel, about deeper within, you know, it's spiritual even. I think that with this project, he did a great job at least capturing what it was that he was really feeling when he put out these tracks. When it comes to like songs like Hating Season, like you really feel like, well, why you gotta hate? Like, what are you doing? What is the big deal? It doesn't really matter why you're hating on me. I just don't think that you're using your time effectively, because I'm gonna continue to succeed, you know? Or feelings like the intro, where it's like, man, I really made a lot of mistakes and I wouldn't change a thing, you know, because it wouldn't have gotten me to the place that I want to be. You know, things that you can't even necessarily articulate, but feelings you feel on a daily basis. And then when he put it to words, it's just like, wow, that's exactly me. You know, that's me. My favorite song is Wrighteous, where he says this, my favorite line, I've got to get righteous, you know, whatever that means to me. And that's, I think, one of the key points of making music, is having something that can transcend your personal experience into something that a lot of other people can grasp onto, even though they aren't you, you know? Like, that's something that they can really feel. That's who they are inside, because they hear it inside of you on the track. So, honestly, I feel like a lot of people aren't making music anymore, and they need to take some notes from James Wright. Start making some music. Because records like this really makes it hard for me to judge the rest of you guys' music as loosely, because it's like, this is perfect. So if he didn't do perfect, because nobody's perfect, you gotta have some room to grow, and the rest of y'all gonna have to step it up with him. This is Nostic the Poet signing off. Wrighteous, James Wright. Download it from Bandcamp. Give that man some money if you can. This gets a 93 out of 100 for me. I'm out. I gotta kill.